Hey guys, welcome back to a guide to every single Scratchbox part 2. Today we're going into the looks and sound categories. First, let's start with the looks categories. The first four blocks are the say and think blocks. These blocks cause a speech or think bubble to pop up when it has the say something for how much seconds or think something for how much seconds. It has the bubble pop up for the set amount of time that's in here. Same with here. The say hello command just puts it there and keeps it. Same with the think command. Next are the two costume blocks. The first one is switch costume to a set one. So you can change it from costume 1 or costume 2 or whatever costumes you have here in the costumes tab. In this case, there are two costumes, and that can be changed with this block. Next costume is great for playing animations, as it just plays the next costume. And then when it makes it to the end costume, it loops back to the top. Then there's the switch backdrop, which switches the backdrop found here on the side in the backdrops tab after clicking on the backstage and then backdrops. You can set multiple ones all and have them be different. For example, this one. And with this block, you can change the backdrop to a specific one, or you can do next backdrop. And switch backdrop, there is different backdrops. There's next backdrop, which does the same thing as this block. There's also previous backdrop or a random backdrop. Then there's the size blocks. Change size by, which changes the size of your sprite. And then set size, which sets it to whatever you put in here. Then there's the change and set something effect by something and set something effect to something. The change block, you can change any of these effects. The color changes the color. The fisheye makes the middle bulge. The whirl makes it twist. Pixelate makes it pixelate. Mosaic makes multiple appear in the same size. Brightness changes how bright the colors are. And ghost, which changes the transparency of the sprite. The change one changes these effects, as seen here. The set color effect sets it to whatever you put in here. There's also the clear graphics effects for whenever you change something, it always resets it back to the original colors. The show and hide block, show the sprite or hide it. The two layer blocks, the go to front or back layer, which defaults it to go to the front layer or the back layer. In this case, this is really useful if you choose to make another sprite. If you make another sprite, as you can see that they layer over each other. If I make this one go to the back layer, it goes behind the cat as the cat is now in front of it. And same here. And then the go to layers sets it so it changes the layer to go forward by set amount of layers and backwards by set amount of layers. Next is the sprite input blocks, which you can put into any input to input space, which is this little oval part, and you can just put it in and it sets the value. There's the costume, number or name, which is the number or name of the costume. There's also the backdrop number and name, as well as the size of your sprite. Next up is sound. This is bonus as there's not much in it. First up are the play, start, and stop sound. The play sound until done, plays the sound, and then before it moves on to the next block of code. So in here, it plays the entire thing. Start sound starts to play it and then moves on to the next block. And then stop all sounds simply stops any sounds that are currently playing. For example, if you were to put this to go right after the start sound, it would cut it off. Next is to change pitch, set pitch, and clear sound effects. Now you can have this to change the sounds just like the costumes, change the effect, or set the effect, or clear all the effects you set. Next is the volume blocks. The change volume block changes the volume of the sound being played, and set volume sets it to whatever you want. 100 is default. Then there's the volume input, which you can input to anywhere, and it just simply puts in the current volume. Now it's every single block in the looks and sound category. Next episode, we will be looking at events and control.